Hello my fitness friends, my name is Natasha. Welcome to class today. All you'll need is your body and a little bit of space around you, maybe water and a towel if you think you're gonna sweat. We are doing a fiery forearms class. This is great for building strength for maybe a forearm stand or arm balances or just building stronger shoulders and core muscles. We're doing actually all our exercises will have some kind of forearm down on the mat component. Great if you have wrist injuries or sensitive wrists. We will be on the hands a little bit, but mostly either in a funky forearm or a forearm, all different directions, face up, down, and on our side single arm. We are hitting 8 different drills. We'll not time anything today, just kind of engage our muscles, play with the drill, and move on to the next. At the end, we will maybe try a pincha on the wall, pincha mayurasana, forearm stand, and we'll try to get into a baby crow, which is a crow pose down on the forearms. All right, gather your things, make some space, and let's start with prepping out the wrists, the shoulders, getting a nice little stretch, and some plank walks, and then we'll get into drill 1. Come into a tabletop, spread your fingers, turn your crease of your elbows forward, top of your feet down, just come into a nice neutral spine, take a big breath in, and big sigh out. Fill up the belly, back and sides like a balloon, inhale, and exhale. Then start to move through some cow and cat. Inhale, lift, head, chest, tailbone. Exhale, round, curl. Start to engage the core and push the shoulders down into protraction, separating shoulder blades. Inhale, length. Exhale, curl. And then go ahead and just take that on your own. You can move sideways into some barrel circles, one way and the other. You can move the neck around. And let's just try to retract and protract our shoulders. Retract means sinking, pulling shoulder blades together. Protract is pushing, separating the shoulder blades. Sink, press, one more, sink and push. Tuck your toes under, pop up onto your fingertips and start to lower your forehead to the mat, stretching into the shoulders, melting into the spine and the hips. You could rock it side to side, maybe turning your gaze side to side, rolling on the head. Then we'll look forward and crawl into a kneeling position and just prep out our feet with a nice big stretch into the arches of the feet. While you're here, let's circle our wrists side to side and some quick blinks like you're flicking water off your hands. Open, close, open, close. If your feet start to feel too intense, you can release onto the top of your feet. Let's press the arms over the head, or you could just lift off your hips. Your hips to a kneeling position. Keep blinking for 4. Oh, feeling it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, big fiery warm up for those forearms. Circle out the shoulders. A little bit bigger. And then a full back stroke. Articulating the circle as big as you can. All right, let's do a little crisscross. Give yourself a pat on the back. Perfect. And then anything you'd like to do, maybe a little bit of neck release, side to side, little circles, connecting to the breath here. We're going to do a little plank walk before we get into drill 1. So we'll start in kneeling, tuck your chin down and try to curl cat back to the mat, and then start to walk out into a plank on the knees. Good, walk it back in, ragdoll to rise. Just warming up, curl, hands meet the mat, walk forward, modified plank. All right, we're gonna lower our hips and bend your elbows to a baby cobra and then push back up and walk back in. Curl the spine to stack, ragdoll. Do it again. Ragdoll down, crawl it forward, modified plank, bend your elbows, put your hips down, squeeze your shoulder blades, cobra, lift, use your core and shoulders, walk back, and curl up. If you want to come into full planks, let's come onto our feet. Curl your head down into a forward fold. Ragdoll to the mat. Plank walk forward. This time, we'll hold our plank and swing to an up dog on toes, stretching into that front body. Hip flexors and quads, squeeze your glutes, zip back up, and walk it in. You can counter stretch the wrists here, and then we'll ragdoll our way up. And last time, we'll add a commando forearm drop on the bottom. Curl down, forward fold, plank walk, hit your plank, up dog swing, stretch, zip up to plank, and then lower to your hands, right, left, forearm, hand to hand, and left, right, forearm, hand to hand. Knees down, stretch it back, and ragdoll yourself up. All right, give everything a nice little shake out. Now we're gonna come onto our back. Bring your feet out. Well, onto your forearms with your back down, chest up. All right, push down into your shoulders so you are puffing the heart upward, and then lift those knees to tabletop. Perfect. We're gonna work on some tucks. Knees in, 90. Tuck, press. Waking up that compression strength of your core and strong shoulders, pushing down. 4, table, 3. Can you get your thighs to touch your chest, your knee towards your nose, and 1. All right, now we're gonna tuck and add a split stretch. Tuck, split, tuck, split. Try not to sink into those shoulders. Squeeze your belly. Let's do 4, split, finding your mobility, your end of the range of motion without assistance here, and 1. Pull your knees in and feet down, and a little stretch, taking windshield wiper hips from side to side. We've got a little crack in the back. Good, side to side. All right, and we'll add on to that one more time here. Here we go, tuck, split, tuck, split, 2 more, tuck, split, tuck, split. Now legs up, scissor down. Find a little low boat, and we're gonna rock it from one forearm, squeeze, to the other forearm, squeeze. So it's kind of a side leg stack, all right? Here we go, tuck left, up, tuck right, up, tuck left, up, tuck right, up, legs meet, and scissor down. Now, turn your forearm out and stack your hips. Squeeze your glutes, come back, turn your forearm out, stack your hips. Try to keep the legs hovering off of your mat. Let's do that last 2 times. We have tuck, right leg split, up, tuck, left, breathe, tuck, right, tuck, left, both legs up, scissor down, and then side to side. Forearm out, side leg stack. Forearms down, turn the other way, and then your last time. I'm feeling my abs. Tuck left, split up, and right, and left, and right. Legs up, scissor down. Good, now turn one way, stack and squeeze and lift. Forearms down, turn to your other forearm, stack, squeeze, and lift. Oh, all right, rest. Anything you want to do in between, some neck release, some rolling shoulders, some softening windshield wipers in the hips. All right, swing your feet around, come down to your belly. We're gonna wake up our back muscles with some skydiver into some forearm planks. Go ahead and get comfortable. You can bring your fingertips out and your elbows up. And we're gonna fly, not reaching for the legs or the feet, but reaching back. So not grabbing, but reaching. Lift. This is skydiver. Now forearms down, Sphinx. Tuck your toes, zip to forearm plank. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Sphinx. And then pop your fingers out, elbows up, lower down. All right, we'll add a dolphin, tiptoeing your feet in and lifting your hips. We did the splits for stretching the hamstrings. Here we go, skydiver. Squeeze. Forearms under shoulders, or elbows under shoulders, Sphinx. Tuck your toes, push your shoulders down, squeeze. Try to pull your hips and ribs, tucking in, tailbone tucked. Now tiptoe in as you push down. Now it's kind of like an overhead press. You can keep your knees bent, your hamstrings are tight, but try to lift your hips as high as you can and then march, walk, tiptoe back. Lower your hips. Swing your fingers out and then your elbows out. This is your resting place. You can drop your head, forehead to the mat. All right, inhale, skydiver. Forearms down, Sphinx. Tuck your toes, zip. Forearm, plank. Squeeze, cinch in the belly. Now tiptoe in. You can look at your toes, push your shoulders down, try not to sink. You're pushing down towards the mat, lifting your hips, even if the knees are bent, and then tiptoe back and lower. Oh. All right, take a moment to slide your elbows and fingers out and your forehead down. Last time, and we'll just add a little bit of movement in our forearm plank. Skydiver, inhale. Elbows down, Sphinx. Tuck your toes, forearm plank. Here we'll saw. It's just a movement of tiptoe forward, ball of the foot back. 4, 3, 2. Now rainbow hips, up and over. That's 4. Side to side. Rainbow 3. Side to side, spinning hips. 2, up and around, up and around. There's 1. Tiptoe to dolphin. Push down, neutral neck, relax your head. Tiptoe back, and end in Sphinx. All right, if you'd like to push it into your hands and lift your back to a little bit more of a back bend, and then you can also take a moment to relax. One ear down, breath, and other ear down, breath. All right, maybe an up dog to kneeling, child's pose, or just drag up to kneeling. And you can counter stretch on the wrists, stretching into the forearms and the wrists, and give them a nice little shake out. Okay, next one. We are moving into some side plank. Be sure to relax your shoulders a little bit. It's going to be heavy, obviously heavy in the shoulders today. Listen to your body, take breaks, skip reps, modify as needed. All right, so we are going into dolphin, just where we ended. And then we're going to try to come onto your hands into a plank tuck. So here's dolphin. Now look forward, lift off your elbows and tuck your right knee to your chest. Tuck. Forearms down, pop forward, shift your weight into your hands, lift your elbows and tuck your knee to your chest. Let's try that 2 more times. Forearm dolphin, plank tuck. Forearm dolphin, plank tuck. All right, down dog, or come off of the hands and kneel. Shake everything out, relax your neck and shoulders. All right, so we'll just add on to that. When you go into your plank tuck, we're gonna take it into a forearm side plank, and then a hand kick through side plank. So we're gonna do some back and forth movement. Just follow along, do the best you can. All right, here we go. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath. Find your dolphin. All right, pop up to your hands, plank right knee tucks. Lower down to your left elbow, turn right, knee raised, side plank, right hand down, kick through. Oh, kick through, almost fell. Lower back down to dolphin. All right? If you need to come down through the knees at any point, that's a great way to modify. All right, now left knee in, plank tuck. Right elbow down, turn left, side plank, knee, and then shoot up to your hand. That same leg's gonna try to kick through. Takes a lot of control. Down dog, forearm lower. Let's just do that 2 more times. Plank tuck, right knee in. Now lower to your left elbow, turn right, right knee up, and swing your right hand down, kick through. Down dog, forearm lower. Left knee in, plank tuck, lift tuck. Right elbow down, left knee up, side plank, forearms, and then hand kick through. Left hand, left foot kicks through. Come into down dog and lower onto your knees. Take a breath there. All right, side laying. Come onto your right side. This one is still, you're gonna feel this in the shoulders, but we'll add in some abdominal work too. So we're gonna start by pressing your top hand, your left hand into the mat for a tricep press away. Lift. Now your right forearm goes under the shoulder and we'll hip thrust. Up 4, up 3, up 2, up 1. Swing your knees to your elbows. 4, 3, 2, maybe tap the opposite elbow. 1, elbow to knee, opposite knee, and lift. All right, now your top hand is gonna take you down. Slow, lower. Beautiful. You can counter stretch that wrist. And we'll just do that a few times back and forth. This side and then switching. All right, so top hand, left hand, push away the bottom hand. If you need it, you use it. If you don't, lift it up. Right forearm down. Hips thrusting with maybe an abductor leg lift. 4, or not, 3, 2, 1. Now elbow to opposite knee. Stack 4. Tuck, stack 3, 2, and 1. That top arm, tricep, and shoulder are gonna take you down. All right, you can open into a twist for your break, and you get a nice shoulder release there. Maybe look back towards that hand as your shoulders press into the mat. All right, come back to your side laying. Your top arm is your push away arm, tricep, shoulder, and then your bottom elbow, right takes over. Here we go, hip thrusts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, elbow to knee tucks, or if you want to make it harder, opposite toe tap. A little straighter, longer legs makes it harder. Pike up. 2, and 1. How are we doing? Let's do that one more time. Lower down. Push away. Forearm takeover. Maybe this leg, straight 2. 4, 3, 2, 1. And pike or tuck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push yourself up and switch legs, arms. All right, come down to your left hip. Stack everything, rest for a breath. Now it's your left arm on top for the push away. Are we ready? Push away. Your left elbow lowers under the shoulder and you're pressing hip thrusts for 4, for 3, exhale, 2, and 1. Now tucking top elbow across to the opposite knee, stack. 3 more. 2, and 1. Your top right arm is going to lower you down with as much control as possible. Let's do that again, and then we'll stretch into that twist, and then 2 more. push away. Forearm lower. Stack thrusting hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross tap, crunch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm takes you down. Open up to a gentle twist. Look away, drop your shoulders. Breathe into the belly, the spine, the shoulders lengthening out. And come back. 2 more. This time straight legs on the pike ups if you want. Push away. Forearm lower, hip thrust. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pike or tucks. 4, 3, 2. Exhale. Strong shoulder on the bottom. 1. And last time, lower down. Okay, this is it. We're going to straighten the leg on both moves if we can. Push away and hold. Forearm under, elbow under shoulder, push down. Hip thrust with leg lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Diagonal pike ups. 4, stack. 3, stack. 2, pike and stack. And 1, squeeze. And lift yourself up. A little neck release. Some nice breaths. And if you like a sip of water at this point, we are about halfway done. Moving into our second round of 4 drills. We are going to just some sculpting work with some donkey kicks and some fire hydrant leg lifts. Forearms down, table. If you'd like, you could bind your hands and just make sure you're not sinking into those elbows. Let's start with our right leg for donkey kicks. How about 8? Squeeze it up and down. Tap your knee, push the ceiling. 7. Belly in, shoulders down. 6. Exhale, hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, tuck your bottom toe under of your left foot. We're going to add a leg lift to a right knee into nose. Tuck. Lift off your left knee. Land on your left knee, donkey. Lift your left knee, right knee to nose. Tuck. And squeeze, donkey, right knee tucks. Elevate your left knee if you can. 4, 3, oh, these are hard. 2, and 1. Squeeze it in. All right. Okay, so we're gonna take our right leg into the donkey. Now, lift to your right forearm, funky hands, and swing your knee to the side. That is a fire hydrant. All right, let's try. So we have forearm down, donkey, funky hand down, side leg lift. I hope you can see. Donkey, hand, side leg, fire hydrant. Forearm, leg up, hand, leg side. Let me turn so you can make sure you're seeing. Donkey, hop onto your hand, side leg raise. Donkey, hand, side. How we doing? We'll just do 1 set on each side. If you'd like more, you're welcome to pause. Last one. In your funky forearms, just the leg raises out. 8, 7. If you want some obliques, you're gonna add a hip swing. Swing your hips side to side. So they go right to left as your right knee lifts. 4 more. 3, 2. Can you hold the leg raise on 1? And then kick that leg to the side and grab onto your toe or tap your toe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and rest. All right, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Same thing, other side. Take a moment. You always have that pause button. if you need it. Okay. Whew. On your forearms, binding your hands if you'd like, elbows down, pushing your shoulders apart. We have our 8 regular donkey kicks. At the top you squeeze, at the bottom you tap your knee gently. 7, squeeze your butt. 6, your belly's pulling in. 5, and 4, where's the top of your range? 3, 2, and 1. All right, tuck your right toes. Leg lift. Now left knee pulls into the chest, into the nose as the right knee elevates. Land lightly on the right knee, donkey. Lift off the right knee, dolphin tuck. Donkey, tuck. You could skip the elevated right knee if you'd like. If you're with me, give me 4 more. Either way. 3, compression on the top. 2, and 1. Lift and lower. Okay. Whew. Still there. On your forearms. Now we're going to start to pop onto the left hand. I really needed a hair tie. I always forget one. All right, we have our donkey to forearm, funky forearm, leg raise to the side. Forearm down, donkey kick, hand down, leg side raise. We got it. Forearm, tuck, side leg. And you're going from your left forearm popping up to your hand. If you need a little more stability, you could tuck your right toes under. Donkey, leg raise. Donkey, leg raise, last 2. Is your core on? Are you fighting? Now hold it here. And just that leg raise out to the side. Squeeze your belly and your obliques. Shoulders are strongly pressing down. For the last little set, let's rock our hips side to the left, to the right as your left knee lifts. A little rocking action forces your obliques and gives you even more shoulders. 3, 2, all right, we have the final hold on 1. Squeeze, leg straight. Can you toe tap? 3, 2, 1. Oh, my butt's hurting. Whew, rest. Okay, we gotta relax our shoulders because we have some hard stuff coming up. All right, we'll get a nice stretch in a low lunge with some twists, but then we're back to work for the shoulders. Take your right foot forward and just melt into a low lunge. Explore some movement, maybe some soft pulses with the breath. Here we go. Take your right elbow high and twist, and then can you touch your right forearm to the ground? And if not, that's okay too. Go where you can go. Elbow up, forearm down. Nice stretch. Maybe hand up, forearm down. Hand up, forearm down. Let's just do 1 more and we'll add on the work. From your forearm down, tuck your left toes and elevate. And then you're gonna drag your toes in so we can come into a funky dolphin. Your right elbow's down and you're squeezing your right glute into your split. All right, now when you come forward, step forward, you'll lift off your right elbow. Okay, just work with what you have. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine. So if you have trouble kind of lowering and lifting, make it work for you. Doesn't have to be exact. I just want you to get a nice stretch out of this one and some funky forearms. We'll try some funky forearm tucking as well. All right, so we're gonna twist right arm up. We're gonna bring our right elbow down. Twist right arm up, right elbow down. Hop onto your left foot. You might lift off your right hand, your right elbow, and then when your right leg swings back, lower back down, all right? Squeeze, split, stretch, and step forward again. and back. All right, let's go into the other side. And we'll add our last little piece to it. So take some breaths, low lunge, some gentle releasing of the hips and the quad. Nice breath movement. And when you're ready, we'll start with our left elbow up. And can you touch your left forearm down? Twist. Lower. Twist, maybe the hand, and then the forearm. Open. Forearm lower. Open. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, so you're in a funky forearms. When you hop onto your right foot, it's okay if your left elbow has to raise. If you can keep it down, go ahead and keep it down, then slide your left leg back. You can hop in a little closer. You're in a funky forearm split, and you're squeezing your left toes up, pressing into your left shoulder and your right fingers. When you come back, lift off your hand and lunge. Rest back down. Okay, we're gonna twist up, forearm lower. Twist up, forearm lower. Then try to shorten your move by hopping onto your foot and on your right foot so the left leg can swing back. And then you're squeezing your left toes up. Okay, let's rest. That's a lot for the triceps and the shoulders. Please take breaks and listen to your body. This is not a competition. We're focused on the forearms, so the shoulders are gonna fatigue and you might need to skip things and build up to this. Maybe you're not tired and you pause and you go for more reps, okay? It's all up to you. So this time, we're gonna do the opposite. So right leg is in front. We're gonna lift our left arm, open twist like a side angle, and then can you lower your left hand? Circle sweep, forearm lower. So your right foot's forward, left arm up, forearm lower. Now, this one might be a little easier. Hop onto your left foot and slide your right leg back. Funky forearm split. Now, can you bring your right knee onto the shelf of your right elbow? Looks like this. You could start to lean forward. Push your shoulders down. Good, then come back and lower down. Okay, so now we're working on a little bit of maybe flying funky forearms, or at least leaning to build the strength to fly. Come into your left foot, forward lunge. Remember, now we're opening our right arm, more like a side angle stretch, to a forearm lower. You can circle your right arm up, stack your shoulders, and lower to your forearm. Okay, and it's okay to, make the hips move to comfort. Maybe you swing your leg behind you a little bit instead of straight back. On this last one, we're going into our funky forearm. So, set up your funky forearms, hop onto the right ball of the foot, and swing the left foot back. Maybe you need to come closer together, make a shelf with your left arm, pull your left knee onto the tricep, or up and towards the armpit, and then try to lean or rock forward. Strengthening your shoulders, eventually maybe tucking and flying. All right, so just so this class isn't super long, I'm gonna leave you on that one, but if you do wanna hit pause and work on trying to float and hold into a funky forearms, let me just show you what that looks like. So pulling your knee onto the shelf and then really leaning your head towards that hand. Maybe tuck, or flying. And then rest. All right, we need our shoulders for 2 more. These ones are gonna be hard because we're adding a push-up, and then we're gonna try some pincha and a baby crow, so hang in there. The last 2 drills will be short because they're hard. We're coming into a nice forearm cat back. Curl and arch. Okay, this is just a stretch, arch. Nice. Okay, time we lift up into your dolphin, cat the back and curl. Now into a plank, shift your weight forward, lift your elbows, and then we have a push-up. Down dog, forearm lower, curl your spine, cat. Or you can put your knees down and cat, lift your knees, lift your elbows, and the push-up. All right, let me just have you rest for a moment. We're gonna try to do 2 more in a row. So let's make it forearm, cat, dolphin, plank, push-up. All right, how many can you do? 2 or 3 in a row right now with me? Give me your forearm, table, cat, tuck your toes, dolphin, shift forward, plank, 1 big push-up, down dog, watch your knees lower, and then your forearms lower. Let's go. Cat, curl, elevate knees, elevate elbows, plank, big push-up, down dog, lower your knees, lower your forearms. Last time, forearm cat, dolphin, plank, push-up, down dog, knees, elbows, rest. Okay. How are we doing? Can we give me some shoulder shrugs, some rolling shoulders, some neck circles? I'm pulling out my hair by putting my hands and elbows on my hair. All right. Last thing we're gonna do today are some forearm tucks to try and jump. If you feel safer with a wall behind you, you're welcome to do that if you have the space. All right, and you can also just hop a tiny little jump. You don't have to try and get your hips up over your shoulders, but you can if you have pincha or you feel comfortable. We're also super strong and warmed up for this, so you might surprise yourself. Here we go. Lift into dolphin. Take your right foot up and tuck your knee to your chest. And then as you split, bend both knees and try to lift your right leg up. So we're gonna tuck our knee and then hips back, jump. So I want your fingers and your elbows really strongly pressing down, and your fingertips are your brakes. We're not gonna lift so high that we flip over. If you feel like you have too much momentum, you can try to cartwheel out. So if you're here, you can try to just open up the hips. Maybe you jump your hand out and try to control the landing. Hope you have space, maybe some padding around you. If you don't feel comfortable, you put some pillows around in case you do fall. Make sure there's nothing that you're gonna hurt yourself on. All right, but it's just a playful jump. It doesn't have to be a full lift. So let's try the other leg. It's a tuck and it's a jump. It's a left knee in, left swing, or it's low. It's just getting used to floating. If you have pincha, go for it. You could also do some jumping leg switches, some holds. All right, you can alternate. Let's try that. Knee tuck, and then a little kick switch. Let's try that. Dolphin, right knee in, split, switch. Left knee in, up, switch. You can have a wall handy, or you can keep your hips low and the jump low. How are you doing? I know this is a lot. Your shoulders are getting strong. The last thing I'm going to offer you today is a forearm crow. You're going to get really low here and try to get your knees on the shelf of your arms. You need to lean forward in any arm balance to lighten the load of your backside. It's all about finding a counterbalance. All right, you could put your elbows up on blocks if you have a hard time compressing really low and tight. Or you could try funky crows as well. This might give you more space, so let's try that. Take your left hand down, your right elbow down. Try to find your left knee come to a crouch. Try to put your left knee on your left tricep and your right knee on your right tricep. And then just like any other arm balance, you're leaning forward to lighten that load. So you could try some funky crows, okay? I'm gonna leave you here practicing. So you can watch me now, you can pause and practice. Or we're gonna try to come into this crouched position with your knees into your armpits. As you drop your forearms, lift onto your tippy toes. Keep your knees in your shelf. Shift, 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 lift your butt. Lean forward until you can float your feet up. So try to push your shoulders down like we've been practicing. The protraction, rounding of the spine, pushing and hugging your heels up towards your butt. So this is core strength too. All right, from your yogi squat, even if your heels can't land, rock to your forearms, lift your butt, lift your heels, lean forward. Try to keep a little space between your face and the floor by pushing your shoulders, leaning forward, and hugging those heels up. Please let me know if you could do any of the floating today. Did you hit a baby crow, a funky crow, a forearm stand? Let me know. Drop a heart in the comments. Let me know you were here to the end. Thank you so much. Think of subscribing to my channel just to help me out, help me grow. It's $3 a month and you get the classes first. Like, a share, comment, all those things are truly appreciated and go a long way. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Bye.